That's just awful. Watch your step around here.
Yangu, aje tawag, tonako, tirabi, novsnivakni.
Gulpo ain't the easiest tongue, but I think he says he's happy to see a friendly face. Not too many of those around these days.
Lamdi otsnitna.
Says it's good to see you again. He's Goop. You might remember him from the old days when he tried to teach you how to swim.
Nusa, tirabi.
Goop says you were always so righteous as a child, and he can still feel it, even at a distance.
Chayda.
Goop says memories fade surprisingly fast. We are all pieces of what we remember. It's only together we can remember the story as it was.
Nusa.
He knows he's easy to remember. There's no one out there as cuckoo as him. He's one of a kind.
Bishni okitik.
Goop says our memory keeps things for us and protects them until we are ready to face them again.
Bishni okitik.
He understands you've returned to face Lupin. That's the destiny you've been carrying within yourself all these years.
Ajin botalante.
He says that the catastrophe back then didn't vanquish the good in you. It's still there, as bright as when you were a child.
Wanakanwako.
Now the time has come for you to remember and act. Your life is your life, not the story you're told about it.
Awali, ajin botalante.
He thinks that's the right thing to do. It's only when you have forgiven that you'll find peace.
There's a bright day coming!
Hey, that's going to get you burned.
The only one getting burned around here is you.
That stings.
Oh, do you want some first aid for that?
Bauta sare dundo kuhana.
Says life on the goo is wide open. You have so many choices of where to go. Some harder than others, of course. Which kind do you like?
Daikeza.
Hit the open surf, then. The trouble is you can only rely on yourself, at least until you reach a new shore and make new friends.
Bauta sare dundo kuhana.
Can hardly believe the world is going to make it. Wonders what that's going to do to the goo.
Katyam nionyana. Bauta sare dundo kuhana.
Thanks you for doing everything you could to de-goop the surf.
Kawaida rapiki.
Thinks the Myriad made a good match with you. You're both like sunshine on the surf.
Sairuya.
Never seen any brighter. Shine on.
Yumara.
But hey, back to the goo.
Mukan bali. Eksekon. Yumara.
Knows yesterday is already gone. It's what you do today and tomorrow that'll move you forward. You need to set the past aside, at least for now.
Tuntwa. Mako eksekon.
He can't leave the Subnautica station, as the pollution has worn down the insulation of his suit, so you must salvage enough scrap to fix up his goo glide, starting with the old wreck box outside.
Mako. Yangu afanya.
You should return when you've retrieved the scrap. There's no time to waste if you want to make the goo glide strong enough to fight the Porky Puff.
Wingi itaku afanya.
It's not that it won't keep your head above the surface, but it needs improving to carry you across the thick goo out by the Porky Puff. Stories only survive if someone is listening, so pay attention. Let's see. Shield your eyes if the daylight hurts you. Altitude can't stop you. Your balance is perfect. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Better hold on to that. Swoon. Got one. You're low on health. Toxanol's offshore drilling caused oily matter to spread with the rain and contaminate both the groundwater and open surf. The long-lasting effect this had on the evolution of wildlife was, as we know now, the only reason we came to exist. You need to line up the switches so they match. Just a few moves left. Make them count. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. This could be the beginning of the end of everything.
Mukhang Saluya.
He's got the goo glide functional. You'll have a pull hook and a salvage net, but no armor, and an engine strong enough to break through the thick goo further out. There are lots of valuables left behind on the surf floor that the salvage net will enable you to haul. You just need to find the right spots. Goop says Gizmo's devised a cannon for the goo glide, but instead of bullets, it flips quacks, squeaky distractions for the triple attentive porky puff, which will give you time to get yourself in position. The best way to find quacks is to talk to Gulp. He has the bearings of the surf archipelago and knows where the quacks like to float.
Tultua?
This means you'll have the privilege of visiting Gulp in the Sinky Dink. He'll be able to give you directions to where you'll find quacks.
Manlo vitni. Lavaitivani. Kanduali.
He only knows what's visible to the naked eye. Gulp is not much of a babbler and mostly keeps to himself and his drink. Nothing like light to brighten your day. Sometimes you gotta paddle on your own. Lots of notices on the board for things that made sense in the days when the surf was a lot cleaner. Interesting to see what they cared about here. Wonder if any of it matters now. In the old days, this was a port for boats that went under the surf. They helped clog the surf into goo. Toxanol didn't do it on purpose, I don't think. Their machines made a mess, though, and they never cleaned up after themselves. You should be able to find a track here. Just need to keep your eyes open. Like a stone skipping across the goo on a jet. Sometimes your mind creates an illusion where it's possible to go back in time to relive a moment in your life. We all have things in our past we wish hadn't happened, and can come to remember seeing and doing things that never happened. However, there's no doubt that what you remember makes your future different. Choose the automaton functionality you want to recall. I was wondering when you'd recall how to spring the automaton air gliders. This here is the Sinky Dink, home of Gulp, at the very least. Let's see. He's pretty sure he's heard of you before, although the details are maybe a little hazy. He wonders if you have something for him to drink. Guesses he does, but it's a long life in a wild world. Sometimes he's shaken, not stirred. Says you look like you've got a powerful thirst to do something in this world. Good, bad, not really sure, but it seems like you've been drinking in your destiny and liking the flavor. Wonders if you could take the time to help a man slake his own thirst. You'd be doing him a liquid solid. You're a do-gooder, so you know you want to. Either way, he hopes you find a way to wet your whistle before the world comes to an awful dry end and leaves us all thirsting for more. Says life's like a mystery drink. Sometimes it's amazing, and sometimes it's awful. But either way, you can't stop drinking till you're dead. Sure, but that's nowhere near as quick and easy. Who wants to stop to chew? Wants to raise a glass to you getting the world fixed up a bit. Respects how you always try to help, no matter that the world's fate is hard to swallow. Sees why you joined up with the Myriad. They like a peaceful drink, just like you. Says he sells them drinks. They mostly suck them down on their own. But who cares about them? Says you'd be as bummed out as him if you came for the hot stuff. The Glugmocker, Nimhimbibble, and his favourite radium syrup. That one's even more intoxicating now, aged in truck tankers and all. Without a drink, and radium syrup especially, he can't move, much less think, as the power of his mind is directly proportioned to the quantity of syrup he swigs. That's why he's called Gulp. The drink helps him forget the state the world is in, but it only lasts until tomorrow. The world is still doomed, even if the sun goes up. Says that's what gives your internal such a great glow. He wants you to know he has other interests too. He's the Surfipelago's self-proclaimed ornithologist, for example. There are other ways than a cold drink to relieve stress, even in these dark times, and, fortunately for you, he can help. Watching Pippi's flap is calming, but better yet are the ones you can look at and touch, like quacks. Squeezing them is a great way to relax. They're better at floating than flapping, so you should be able to net a few without growing yourself a pair of wings. Thanks to the goo glide, you're still dry. The Quack Hollow, it's just loonly. Locked, but good. As long as karma exists, the world changes, and we change with it. Those are the kind of things you need. A stylish cover for your brains. A thing to draw blood. You need to line up the switches so they match. Good. That's enough electric current to initiate the actuators and activate the framework. Time to over the goo. Don't you love that surf spray? Back on your own 2 feet? Gulp says he'll bibble anything once, as long as it's drinkalicious, even rocket fuel. He once mixed up some tankers and drank that. It was a real lift-off. That leads him to the bottom of that particular bottle. Radium syrup. If only he could find a tanker truck to empty. He's not in a state to go looking, so he's counting on you to help. Go find him a tanker truck and bring back some of that precious radium syrup. Please. Thanks you for understanding how dire his thirst can be.
That's so bright!
Seriously, you like the shine?
You just don't want anyone to get a good look at you.
Dark is stylish.
Lie to yourself all you like, darling.
This gutway has centuries of old waste. Hope you haven't seen the sky for the last time. slash. Small things for your big ideas. Ooh-wee, that's biohazard. Grit. More light means fewer places to hide. Flex those smart muscles and open the hatch. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That should be enough glow juice for two. Good thing you're not scared of tight places. Strung up.
heia ut handap. Uringelengi.
Gulp says he wants to take you with him on a super funny happy slide. Sharing is caring, and one drink for two is just right.
Uranmenga geijasa. Asatia kunkuringen.
Gulp says seeing your face is like seeing his own reflection at the bottom of a glass. It never gets old.
Sangiri kamarad bunten graun. Asatia kunkuringen.
He's been looking forward to a rendezvous, and it's on you to make it happen. There's even a chance the syrup is more intoxicating now from being aged in a radiated tanker.
Ningiristi tattaidu uringimau. Asatia kunkuringen.
He's sure there are even more tanker trucks with radium syrup out there waiting to be emptied.
Surangan.
Blesses your heart for doing your part. Cheers when you're here.
Love to see you shine on.
No one likes Perky. Perky's so uncool.
The night may be cool, but you sure ain't.
I am too cool.
If you have to tell people you're cool, you're not.
Gulp says drinking shouldn't keep you from thinking. He wonders what's on your mind. Says you'll see each other later. There's no time to look back. Too busy moving on. Gulp thanks you. Says a drink or two won't do any harm. He refuses to drink alone. You're his friend now. Gulp says he just can't get enough of that crunky syrup. It's so refreshing. Don't you agree? He really appreciated that you shared a drink with him. You took a risk and deserve a reward. So he intends to keep the promise he gave you when you first met. He's got a few things, you see, that no one else has. Claims to understand the alchemy of drinks. Lots to sample and savor. It's hard to understand the guzzle, but it's something about flip-flop the flip-flops and not getting sauced. Glad you got rid of that. Didn't need that anyway. You got the best of that.